Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. In this video we'll be using Furret and Girafarig to take over some games. Let's get into it. They set up the sub and belly drum with SQ while I get my reflect up with my Bronzong. I retaliate with the Iron Head and thankfully break the beanbag. They go for the Ice Spinner, Bronzong eats that right up. Go for another Iron Head but his Ice Face takes the hit. He goes for another Ice Spinner, Bronzong eats that up, and I finally take him out with the Iron Head. His next mon is the Basquiat Legion. I immediately switch into Ferret, frisk the Assault Vest, eat up that Shadow Ball. Go for the knockoff, do big damage, get rid of his vest. He goes for the flip turn, I eat that right up, and he pivots into Probopass. He's floating on the balloon. Go for the Brick Break, do huge damage, pop the balloon. He goes for the Iron Defense, but it doesn't matter. Go for another Brick Break, take out Probopass. The Box Legend Zacian comes in, gets that boost, I immediately switch into Clodsire. He goes for the Sword Stance on the switch, goes for the Psychic Fangs, one-shots Clodsire. I go back into the Bronzong, he goes for the Close Combat, takes out Bronzong. My next Pokemon is in the Toedscruel, he goes for the Player Rough, I just hang on, he loses some health, put him to sleep with the Spore. He's catching up on some sleep. I go for the Giga Drain, do a nice chunk, get some health back. He wakes up bright and early, goes for the Player Rough, takes out my Toedscruel. I then go into the Girder, go for the Mach Punch, take out the Zacian. He goes back into the Basquiat Legion, goes for the Wave Crash, Girder eats that right up, go for the knockoff, take out the Ghost Fish. He goes into the Cinderace, goes for the Power Ball, takes out Girder. My last reveal is the Cloyster. He goes for the Power Ball, does big damage and gets that burn. I go for the Shell Smash, get my boost, eat my herb, but unfortunately I'm still burnt over here. I fire up the Rock Blast, doing some good damage, but unfortunately that burn is going to keep him alive, even with my lucky crit in there. He goes for another Power Ball, takes me out. I go back into my Ferret, frisks the Choice Band. He goes for the Power Ball, thankfully misses. I go for the Tidy Up, get my boost, go for the knockoff, take him out. His last Pokemon is in the Tyranitar, gets that Sand Up, I go for the Brick Break, take him out in one shot. Good game. Alrighty, let's get into game 2 where we'll be using the Giraffe. I start with Crawdon, then start with the Dragapult, and immediately switch into Chansey. I go for the knockoff, do that big damage. He switches again into the Klefki, I go for the knockoff, do some good damage, get rid of his lefties. I then switch into my Reggie Alecki, he goes for the T-Weave, I eat that right up. He decides to set up some spikes, I fire for T-Bolt, take out the keys. His next Pokemon is in the Mudsdale, I switch into my Girafarig, take some damage, eat up that Body Press. He then switches back into the Chansey, I go for that Nasty Plot and get that boost. Fire up the Psyshock, take out the Chansey. He goes into the Golduck, gets that Cloud 9, misses the Hydro Pump, I go for a Psyshock, do huge damage. He hits this Hydro Pump, Girafarig just hangs on, go for a Psyshock, take him out. He then goes into the other Box Legend, Koraidon. I decide to go for the Terra Flare, eat up that Scale Shot, fire off the Dazzling Gleam, take him out in one shot. My opponent forfeits. Good game. Alrighty, and that's the video. Please let me know what you guys think down below and stay tuned for future content. Peace.